Your letter of recommendation can literally make or break your Erasmus Mundus application, and most students treat it like a formality. So, what is the real definition of a letter of recommendation, in my opinion? To me, it is a personal endorsement of your academic abilities, potential, and character written by somebody who actually knows the work that you have done. And people have a common misconception that it is just praise. It is not just about your praise, it is proof that why you are the right fit for this program. And it carries weight, it carries huge weight, sometimes even more than your CGPA. So, about the professor that I was telling you, like who you should ask. So, you should ask your university professors who have actually taught you, maybe core courses or maybe elective courses, your research supervisor, your internship supervisor, and needless to say, people that you should avoid. I know you would say it is childish, but I feel like it's my responsibility because people still make these rookie mistakes because you think, oh, nobody's going to make this mistakes, and then you end up being the one making the same mistake. So avoid family members, friends, of course, an internship supervisor where the internship is not actually that relevant to the program. So, for example, your program is about human sustainability, let's say, and your internship was in PHP. No connection. So, no need to mention that. Professors that barely know you. And then there is another breed of professors, as I mentioned, aka red flag, who have a problem with everyone in the university, in the department, in the class. They might be good professors as professors, but might not be good human beings, might not want the best for you in that regard. So, what happens is, because in the recommendation letters, you give them everything, you give them material, your personal information, your personal journeys, and stuff, which people are not supposed to know. But in this case, they need to read these things in order to write a good letter of recommendation for you. So, you kind of end up being in a vulnerable situation. So you need somebody who you can trust as a person, that this person will not sabotage my trust that I have put in them. So make sure these kind of professors, aka red flags, you should avoid. Like, run away from these kind of professors. Just run away, far away. You will always find good people, good professors in your departments. So focus on those. So my best advice here is just talk to professors who taught you core courses. I think they are your best bet. Or professors who have supervised you in your research or in your internship. So the next step is how to actually approach the professors that you have selected. So I think instead of just going like directly to them or maybe just emailing them and saying, hi sir, I need a recommendation letter, instead what you should do is you should tell them about the scholarship, like very briefly explain about the scholarship you're applying to. Erasmus Mundus, like what is it about? Even if they know, just give them a brief idea of what the scholarship is and what is the program in this scholarship that you're applying to. And I would say go one step ahead and actually give them a holistic idea of the entire program, like what are the aims and objectives of the program, what is the program actually about, what is its main core part, and what are the future outcomes or goals of the program. And I would say try to reach out to the professors maybe 4 to 8 weeks. I would say 8 weeks would be perfect before your scholarship period program begins, so that you have ample time to talk to them, because professors are, sometimes they are not reachable, sometimes they're busy. So in that case, you have a cushion if things go south. So, and also try to give them all the relevant documents, like whatever documents that you have. Maybe it could be your motivational letter, your CV, your academic transcript. So try to give them literally everything that you think would be useful when they are writing the recommendation letter for you. And one other thing is why you choose them. This is also really important. So I remember before choosing my professors for the recommendation letter. So as you guys know, those who actually go to the classes, they know, they actually understand the psyche of the lecturer, because when you go, you interact, you ask questions, you kind of get a good idea. Okay, this professor is reachable, I can talk to them. This professor, so, and like also try to say good things about them, like what you like about them, you like the research or like whatever. So it also helps. Very important skill. So what to actually give to your professors? So you need to make their life easy. I would say you should give them your latest CV, your motivational letter, as I said. Tell them about your program, as I mentioned earlier. And you should, if possible, but most recommended, I also did the same, write like a sample recommendation letter. It helps them. Of course, they will not submit the same one, but it helps them kind of get the idea of what to put, how to structure and everything. It makes their life much more easier. So they focus more on like the key parts of what to include about you, and tell them about the deadlines, when to submit, where to submit. Okay, so generally people also ask this question and sometimes they're confused, like, oh, in one program they had to submit on a link, sometimes a student submitted themselves. So let me clear this for you. So in Erasmus, there are actually two types. There are actually like two ways to submit the recommendation letters. In my program, I was asked by my program to inform the professors who wrote my recommendation letters to upload it on a link. So the program gave me a link, I gave it to my professors. My professors individually uploaded those recommendation letters onto the link. And there are also programs where your professors write the letters, they give it to you, and you submit. So it depends on the program, not really a big problem. The main thing is a good motivational, not a motivational, a good motivational letter is also important, but a good recommendation letter. So bonus tip here is, I would say, create a Google Drive and share it with them. Put all the important documents there, as I mentioned, like all the CV, personal, everything, and just share that link with them so that it makes their life easier. Next tip or advice, I think it would be subjective to me. So what makes a strong letter of recommendation versus a weak one, in my very humble opinion? So a weak letter would say, oh, the student is so hardworking. They were the Aristotle of my project. They did this. They were so wonderful and they got perfect grade and blah blah. No. You don't want to sound superficial. Like keep it very very natural. So a strong letter would include specific examples of research work, class performance, how you stood out from others. Were your communication skills good? Because Erasmus is a programs where you need good communication skills. Are you adaptable? Because you need to integrate with people from different cultures. Are you a good fit for an international program? You know, this, and also of course your other skills that are necessary and that link with the program. So it should not just be like a copy paste praise letter, but more like a personal observation. So it should sound like, okay, this professor actually knew this student, and they also know what they are talking about when they wrote about this specific student. So that's another thing you should keep in. So moving forward, I think the most important thing is the formatting and submission tips. So ask your professor to write your letter of recommendation on an official letterhead of the university or slash college school, and ask them to sign it, date it, and for God's sake, like request them for God's sake that use a university email, like an education email. I know people where their professors were just, I don't know, not thinking, and they submitted their letter of recommendations with their own Gmails. So like you need to remind them that please use the education emails. And if the program is asking to directly submit, you should of course prior inform them how they should submit. If not, they should send it to you in PDF format so that you can submit. So as I said before, recommendation letter is not just about praise, it's a proof from someone who believes in you. So please try to treat it with the same seriousness as your motivational letter. And if you found this video and all these tips helpful, please consider liking and subscribing the channel, and also comment below for the topic of the next video, because as you guys know, I take all your comments and messages on the Instagram into account when I am prepping the new video. So please use this opportunity, and I shall see you guys in the next video.